Hey, this is me building and strategizing my currently 500 grand a year profit consulting business right in front of your eyes. In the last 3 months, my business has done around 150K, which averages out to 50 grand a month. And this is a daily video series where I upload a YouTube video every single day that follows this exact structure right here. I start by answering your questions, meaning that if you have a question about your business, your content, your offer, anything, you can drop it down below in the comments and then I'll answer your question in tomorrow's video. So I start by answering questions. Then I run you through business stats, which is the growth of my social channels and also how much money the business is making, because I am a business consultant and I want to lead by example with the things and implementations I make in my own business so that you can see the results of them. After business stats, then I just run you through some strategy, which is basically just me brainstorming on my actions and thoughts on how I'm getting to my goal, which is 2 million a year. I've already taken one of my previous businesses to 2 million a year, but I did it with a big team, a very high ad spend, a lot of complexity, and with low profit margins. So now I have some rules for my business. I only take calls 3 days a week, and I gotta keep some high margins, which is going pretty well so far. So this right here, people, is the channel that you're watching, meaning that down below you can drop a question, and then you'll end up in here like all of these people. So what I do is that I scroll down, and then I find a comment that I haven't interacted with. For example, this guy saying, "Let's freaking go." Thank you, man. I think it was from the video where I said that I'm back. Always gonna be those kind of people. First question here is from Hamad. Let's read it out. I'm thinking of starting consulting and coaching kind of thing. I'm running a content agency and I'm scaled from a video editor and I'm in top 1% editors, and lots of editors, freelancers ask for coaching and consulting. I help them for free in DMs or email, whatever. But I was thinking, should I start coaching or not? I love to see them get results. Recently, I got messaged by an editor who I helped with outreach, got a 2K a month client, and was able to help his parents. That's incredible, man. It seems like you're really good at what you're doing and you have a track record, which is typically the two things that I look for in terms of, do you have the credentials to get into consulting? Then I want to look at your offer in the market that you're about to serve people who want to make money from video editing. Don't get me wrong, video editing is a really cool skill, but it's also not a job or a role where you can make 10, 15 grand a month unless you probably pivot into Ubro, like what you're doing, a bigger content agency operation. So I'll keep that in mind if you believe that your skill set is rightfully used for people wanting to make, let's say, $1,000 to $2,000 a month from video editing, because you're very limited by your own prices and what you can charge due to the low estimated outcome there is for your audience, all right? So what I would consider here, bro, is that if you're a top 1% editor and you're really, really good at content, maybe considering if it's worth it for you to discover other possibilities of getting into consulting. For example, consulting someone like me, who is a coaching consultant who makes money online, who needs help with their content strategy, because I have more buying power and it makes more sense, for example. So maybe consider that. But either way, if you have, like, you already have demand, right? Meaning that people reach out. So if I were you, I'd just start out by selling your hours and selling your time, slap a price tag on it, sell 5 to 10 spots of that. And then once you have the feedback, then you can start more leveraged. Put the 5 one-to-one clients in a group, start doing some group calls, open a group tier. All the questions you make and answer and go through with people, turn it into program and SOPs. And slowly and surely you build a consulting business. That's how I did it, and that's how I recommend it. Do you have any assets outside of info, stocks, real estate, etc., etc.? For now, I'm actually pretty cash heavy, due to my personal situation with some finances and companies and countries. But I am invested in some stocks, and I am also in crypto. The goal is just for me to dollar cost average into S&P 500 and like boring index funds and then invest back into the business. I would much rather spend time on my business and my energy and all of those things on something that I can control rather than learning a new skill set of investing. So I'm pretty boring when it comes to that. Ollie says, awesome. Thank you, man. Thank you. I'll actually do newest here, or else it's kind of, let me see if I missed something here. Oh, it's good. We have a question here from Espen. Good to see you here, man. Hey, Fred, nice to have you back on this channel. Thank you. Me and Seb run an agency and are about to pivot into consulting and run ads. We are building our brand and have put out content, case studies, and client interviews. Well done. And we're really inspired by you and your world and brand. Thank you. We have come up with our own version that fits us and recorded content with our terms and ideas. And we just recorded a unique mechanism video for YouTube with all the terms included. But to be honest, we feel a bit weird about our brand world and feel like the whole idea sounds dumb when we communicate it. We don't know if it's because we're not familiar with it yet or because we shouldn't go with it. And we feel a bit like we have to build our own world to be unique instead of making it because it actually makes sense. The whole brand idea, by the way, fits really well with our story and how we build our business, but we still find all the terms a little bit weird. How was it for you in the beginning with the digital coffee shop, or what's your overall take on this? Should we stick to it and make it make sense by communicating it enough times, or switch because it doesn't feel right? This is a really good question. And a lot of people ask me this because I have the digital coffee shop that is my universe. And below my own universe, I have different things. For example, the menu card. I use content ecosystems a lot. So it's these words and terms and branding elements that you use to communicate your ways of doing things in ways that the market cannot duplicate or replicate because it's your own, right? So for example, like what I have here is a menu card, which is basically just an offer stack, right? It's multiple services or products from the things that you do, which an offer stack is not a new thing, but me calling it a menu card and laying it out like this is a new thing, which is a great way to stand out in the world of consulting. But I think boys and you, along with many others, focus way too much on the unique mechanisms, and it's what's keeping you from moving and doing the most important things, which is to help people get results with your consulting, right? So I think for the first 3 years of me being in business, I didn't really have a unique mechanism or branding or anything. I had a content style of what I put out on the internet, which was more like a personal brand thing rather than it was a company thing. But like, for example, my first coaching business that did $2.5 million in revenue, we had the same logo and name that was made like from $5 on a guy from Fiverr for the whole 2.5 years. So I think people get a little bit too caught up with it. And I think when you try to force it, it typically becomes a bad experience. So for me, it was like let me see if I'm pretty bright here. There we go. I post a lot of content, right? So I put out a lot of ideas into the market. And by me putting out a lot of ideas, right, if all of these each year are ideas, then I might get, like, let's say 5, let's do easy numbers. So like I get 5 people responding good to this idea. I get 1 over here, I get 2, but over here I get 20, right, of like ideas. So like, for example, this right here was an idea that I put out where it was like, I hate squeezing people into the same box. So I would like to have multiple offers or price points and services so that I don't have to sell people. And then I got a lot of positive feedback from my audience. Like, hey, Fred, that's genius. I feel you too. And I was like, hey, there's something here, right? So then I started making my offer stack and introducing it, and people really liked it. And then I'm like, hey, I have this offer stack now, and people really seem to like it. I run it very lean. I've always had a dream of opening up a coffee shop whenever I had like X amount of millions so that I could retire, which was like a funny joke that me and another friend had in Dubai at the time. And I was like, there's something here with a coffee shop, right? So then I made the video, and people really liked the concept and idea. And then over time, I've added stuff. So like the offer stack and that experience turned to the menu card, which is now a core part and like fully branded and a big part of the universe because it's something that people really love, because I know that there's market fit, right? So I think, boys, a lot of information and a little bit of a bad answer, but I think it's about looking at your journey and ways of doing things and then boil it down to like 1, 2, or 3 core things that it is that you do. If you want to, you can give these things a name, so like an OS, a code, a blueprint, a system, and then see how people resonate. And then over time, you'll realize that there are patterns to what people like. And then like it becomes then like the small idea becomes into another idea. And then suddenly you want a thing that like covers everything. So it's like an umbrella, right? So like the digital coffee shop is the umbrella with the menu card and show don't tell and these things that I do. But I wouldn't stress too much, boys. I would just get out there and get clients and give them results and ask and realize why they work with you compared to someone else, and then double down on those things. And then slowly and surely you build a universe. The most important thing is just that you're posting content, which you are. So yeah, a bit of a fluffy answer, because the most important thing is that you feel good about it. If you don't really enjoy your own mechanisms and you feel cringe saying it out loud, you'll have a hard time creating content and pushing it, because you'll feel a disconnect with it, and it's not really worth it. Like for example, this is my agency. Like, we don't really have any fancy words for anything that we do in our agency, and the agency makes 40 grand a month, and it's been averaging that for a whole year, which is a good example of the core reason to why agencies, coaches, consultants exist. It's to get people results by decompressing time, making them more money, and freeing up hours, right? So hopefully that helps, but really cool that you guys are getting into consulting and adding that to your stack. I think you'll be very happy about it. Then we have let me see if I missed anything. I don't think I did. No. Good. Then we have a question from Jack. Let's see. Hi. Very new to your world, but enjoying everything so far. I appreciate it. I've been coaching and consulting for 5 years or so, and had an offline business for the 5 years prior. A lot of what you say I'm extremely aligned to, such as building with constraints, etc. Great to hear. Good skill set, lots of experience. Now my question is, as someone that's wanting to run events myself for my clients, do you charge your clients for 3 mastermind events that you do each year, or is that inclusive of your monthly pricing? Curious how you run that. Thanks, mate. Great question, Jack. So the way that I run it is that you can actually see in here that this is the mastermind I'm running in October. It's for my clients. And the way that it works is that the entire thing is $1,750 per seat. And this is what it would cost the individual person if they wanted to have 3 nights in their own room, 3-course dinner every night, access to the spa, facilities, everything. So basically it's a break-even event, meaning that people pay their own seat. I arrange it and I do the mastermind presentations and everything, but I don't make a single dollar from it. But the criteria is that it is for clients only that pay the monthly fee of either working with me one-on-one or being in Fred's inner circle. So I hope that makes sense. It's a break-even event because it's for clients only, and it's a part of this package. So it's like, it's not included in price because not all members can make it to it. So what I realized is that the break-even is the sweet spot. And people seem to really like it because, like, I've been used to paying 8, 10, 12 grand for mastermind tickets. Whereas in this case, you get like your own room, spa, hotel, as fitness, conference room, food for 4 days in a row for $1,750, which is pretty cool, I think. So that's how I do it. The reason for it is it's incredible for client lifetime value to meet in person, to have events to look forward to, etc. It's really cool for content. Like, it's a lot of proof there, and like also good for the clients coming in and can get content from them being there. So it's like, it's incredible leverage, and it's just really cool to meet in person whenever you're doing Zoom. But for example, Jack, if you want to do events, then you can do one that I did. Let's see if I can find it. It's pretty far down on my profile. But I did an event where it was for non-clients, meaning that it was for people that didn't work with me. And there I charged for it as a product, as a service of its own, kind of, for new people, where I sold like 12 spots of 2.2K for attending like a mastermind in my hometown here. And then I sold spots to it. So it was for non-clients. So there I made profit, right? Because it was my time and it was for non-clients. So that's how I would differentiate the two. And do it, brother. It's the best thing that you'll ever do for many, many things. It's incredibly cool. It's my 4th event coming up here. I really, really like it. It's very cool. That's it for questions today, people. We're 15 minutes in here. Then we'll take James's here tomorrow. Very good. The next thing on the agenda is business stats, right? So I'll show you the numbers and growth of my social channels. So we'll start with the daily update channel here. Let's update 631. There we go. Then we have our main YouTube channel. 9,004. And my Instagram, 25,231. What if we update? Same. I can't remember. Oh, there we go. And money made. So I always take yesterday, right? So this is 500 DKK, 1,920. There we go. Very good. So the Instagram has been growing lots, as you can see. We did trial reels. I started with like a trial reels experiment it went live here on the 2nd of August. So that is doing really, really well. The reason for the big spike here in Instagram followers is because I was featured in probably the biggest creator right now in Denmark. He made a YouTube video called "Does Every Rich Person Think Alike?" I don't really think I'm rich, but I was featured in this video, and it has like 85,000 views. So I've gotten a lot of followers there from it. But the trial reels are also doing great. So it's like a bit of, I don't really know where people are coming from. But yeah, that's the reason for the growth. Daily updates is nice. It's back on track. We're not going to keep up these numbers percentage-wise. But I'm really, really interested in seeing daily updates compared to main channel in terms of like the daily consistency versus 2 great videos per week. I'm pretty excited to see that. And yeah, then some strategy. Actually, the reason for me having my agency open here is that I want to talk a little bit about LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, let me close that, there we go. I've started to post daily on LinkedIn for the month of August here. I'm testing it, and I'm basically like, I want to check my numbers out here in terms of, is it worth it for me to post on LinkedIn? So if we check the last 90 days, right, then I need to figure out if it's worth it and see if I post daily, does it reflect into my newsletter, my YouTube, inbound leads, whatsoever. So I'm doing these posts every day. This is the post that I wrote today about some YouTube channel stats. LinkedIn is very funny in Denmark, I'm not gonna lie, because the consulting agency market in Denmark is a few years behind what's going on in the US and like basically just outside of Scandinavia probably. So my ways of doing things with investing heavily in personal branding, YouTube as a consultant, business YouTube, it's very, very far from what people are used to in Denmark. So I'm really, really interested in seeing, and that is why I'm writing in Danish, it's that like 75% of my clients is from outside of Denmark. I run my entire brand in English. So I like the way that I want to use my LinkedIn is kind of like as a place for me to let people know how everything is going with my international brand, because it's so unlikely that people are doing it. Because it will give me great opportunities for like building my reputation in Denmark. So that's number one. And then it's also about speaking gigs. So for example, I'm invited to speak at this event. As you can see, I'm here. And these are some big people. Like this guy was in like Lion's Den. She was as well. This guy and this guy as well. It's some big people that are speaking. And then like this random guy, you know. And I think it's because that I do things very differently compared to the average agency owner, service-based business consultant in Denmark with how I run my business. So I thought there's a lot of cool synergies here that I wanted to share on LinkedIn with like how I do things in my business. So I think it's going to be fun. I'm going to post like Monday to Friday, so like 5 times per week for the whole month of August. And then I'll let you know on how the stats are going basically. So my first few posts has done okay, I'd say. I made a post about YouTube. I made like how the new offer here since 1st of May has done 1 million Danish. And then I did a post about like how my revenue dropped because I was on vacation and how I plan my spots and intake and these kind of things. And there's Charlie, cool guy. He's my client. So yeah, that's why I'm doing LinkedIn. That's why I'm doing it in Danish. And also one of the reasons why I'm able to do it is because that my Instagram runs incredibly smooth right now, which is really, really cool. Like it's just like Toby just My creative director just runs it. We've really dialed in the workflow. I'm really, really happy about it. So I have more time now. Like I only really write content for email and YouTube now. I don't really have to worry about Instagram. So that's why I'm opening up a second channel, which is really cool. Also, people, I'm doing an in-person event today. So like you can see a snippet from it here. It's a little bit hard to see, but every month inside of Fred's Inner Circle, people can visit me at my office. So usually we're the same, like 9 to 10 Danish clients. As I said, only 25% of my clients are Danish. So they come to my office and we just like strategize and hang out for a day, which is really, really cool. So that is also actually why I'm starting to post on LinkedIn, because I want to see if I can fill 2 to 3 more spots from Danish people, because I think it's incredible leverage compared to what people pay. The fact that there is an in-person event every single month. It's kind of unique in my opinion. It's very high value for money. So it's not a big thing for Fred's Inner Circle. It's not a main thing, since 75% of people, it's not really relevant to them. But I personally enjoy them a lot, and it's really cool that it's the same people coming every single month. So what we do is that we like review past month, and then people set a goal for next time they'll come to the meetup. Then they bring the goal, let people know how it goes. Then they bring a bottleneck that we fix, and then set a goal for next time. And then we repeat it, which is really, really cool. I should never wear a white tee when recording these in the morning, by the way. But yeah, that's the thoughts, some strategies. So like implementing LinkedIn, basically just because all my other channels of content are going great. I would like a few more Danish clients for the Inner Circle meetups in Denmark, and just to see how the channel performs. So yeah, other than that, business is good. I'm really happy. It's going great. People, thank you so much for watching. See you tomorrow.